Dale is in a boot. What have you done, Dale?
I was on my way to work, and I fell over on my ankle.
Yeah, so you've seen Dale there with his foot. He's now all nice and rested. We are in the Pack Horse, which is up Burnham Fields, actually. We are just having a catch-up and taking the dog out, and it's nice weather. It's red hot. Got a pint going on here. Lovely San Miguel, my favourite drink. Dale's got a cook. But transfer rumours. Oh, God, man.
Where will they stop?
Constant links, Dale. I'm going to get this negativity out of the way first. Because first it was Arsenal, and then it was the fan base. Isak, oh, we're going to sign Isak. Why would you get to Arsenal? It's sideways step currently at the moment. That might change, but now it's constantly Liverpool, and it's coming from Liverpool media outlets all the time. Not once have the North East journals actually confirmed that Liverpool want Isak, because they would know more if Newcastle were going to sell and cash in on him. Do you know what it is? I'm sick of it. It's lazy journalism.
It is. I totally agree. Isak has come out back end of the season and just laughing, going, I've got no desire to leave Newcastle. I'm happy where I am. The club's going forward, which is where I want to be, and I want to be a key part of it. And it's not just Isak, because Liverpool apparently want Gordon as well. All the outlets is showing Isak in a picture of a Liverpool top. It's never going to happen. Isak won't leave Newcastle. The only way he'll leave is if we do that badly.
And if his contract runs down and he's got 3 years left on his deal. Right, let's just say we'll play devil's advocate. Liverpool come knocking. How much?
150 to 200 mil. That's how.
All up front.
All up front. No stupid. We'll pay it over 3 years instalments of this. No, it's got to be 150 mil up front or 200 mil up front, because that's how much he's worth. To me, he was the best striker last season.
And the problem that we've got, Dale, is how do you replace him? And who do you replace him with?
Exactly.
Because again, I think with Isak, when we bought him, he didn't set La Liga alive that season when we got him from Sociedad, let's be honest. However, like Eddie Howe's improved so many players, Isak is one of them.
Definitely.
And that shows you how Eddie Howe works on the training ground with the rest of his coaching team. But again, if we've got to replace Isak, realistically, who's going to score goals? Who's a centre forward? I'm not talking about Mo Salah, because that's never going to happen. I can only think of Haaland, but Haaland's never going to move from Man City to Newcastle. Nah. Or you're going to have to gamble in Europe with a Benjamin Sesko or someone like that, where yes, you gambled on Isak, but how many times can you play that gamble?
Exactly. The only other options was it's to me, is it replaceable? You can't. If it was the only I agree, a Haaland, maybe an Ollie Watkins. I think if we went with him, I know he's
it's a massive downgrade for me.
It's a downgrade, but if we're fine for Ollie, Ollie Watkins can score the way Ollie Watkins can score goals. Then you got then if you get there, Brian Bremo, Wissa is another good choice, because he scored goals. So you got there, but none of them names are up to the level of Alexander Isak.
Yeah, I don't think this is nowhere near happening this season. It could potentially in 12 months if Isak hasn't signed a new deal, because then it's 2 years left on his deal. Is he going to sign, or his value will drop down? But no, these constant links, man. Liverpool are splashing the cash like they've got millions and millions. Well, they have, because they haven't spent much money in the last couple of years, but they're splashing the cash. I just cannot see it this season. Look, I think if Isak was to go, he deserves to win trophies after trophies. He's now an elite. He's in that world class bracket.
I don't see Liverpool. I don't see Liverpool going for him, because they've just spent 160 million on Florian Wirtz.
He was a hell of a player as well.
But is he worth 160 mil though?
I think Wirtz will come good. Watch him. I love Florian Wirtz. But anyway, that was look. It's just, oh man. Newcastle journalists haven't even said that, and they would know more about it. Let us know how you feel about that, because it's draining. And he has another one as well now, an exclusive by the Sun. Yeah, the Sun. This one's another one you can laugh at. That Newcastle are wanting to sign Marcus Rashford on loan for the rest of the season. First of all, it was a digital reporter, whatever that means, on the Sun. I.e., you're not really a journalist.
You just want the money.
You're just writing some little articles,
little column in the back page
online, linking us to Rashford. First of all, what's your story? What's your thinking behind that story?
It's just basically just want to cause like
Clickbait, company article.
Clickbait, it's clickbait all you want. The only way I know is like also Newcastle come out and say, "Oh, we are interested in a possible move." If Newcastle come out and say that, yes, that's a good thing there. But like coming from the Sun, I never believe what they come out with.
No.
Never. And the likes of like Liverpool coming out for Isak, I'm sick of it. Yeah, I know he's the best striker in the Premier League by a mile in years, but like. We won't get rid of him unless he wants to go, or we have a bad season, which that can be justified. But like he's happy where he is. Why would he leave? Why would he want to leave a club that all the fan base loves him? The players are all around him. They're all really gelled well, and he's the integral part of Newcastle. If you take away,
you're about Isak, yeah.
Yeah, I'm still talking about Isak. If you take Isak out the equation of Newcastle, where would Newcastle finish? No disrespects to the other.
I'm going to again play devil's advocate. Yeah, forget about it's the Sun. Forget about it's an exclusive. Would you take Rashford on loan for a season?
Yes, I would. I would take Rashford because yet again you've got like he can play up front, he can play on the left, he can play on the right. So that will ease that position on the right there. But like I would take him, but he's got to be on a low wage. Like no, we're not paying you 300k up front. We're not going to pay that. So. I would take him, but it's got to be on the right occasion. Well, conditions.
I can't say it being permanent. It's just the wages, and it's not really. And Eddie Howe doesn't really go in for loans. I'm against it. Nah, I wouldn't. I'll take Rashford for a year because I think his career at Man United, especially with Amram, it's just not happening. Yeah. But personally, I would. If Newcastle come out and said Newcastle have signed Rashford on loan, I wouldn't be against that.
It'd be a good sign because he's got experience in the Champions League.
But I cannot. It's not an Eddie Howe sign. Since Eddie Howe's been at the club, how many loans can you think of Eddie Howe's brought in?
Matt Target.
That was made permanent.
That was made permanent.
Look how that's gone down well. There's not many others, is there?
Lewis Hall.
Yeah.
And what a season! What a season Lewis Hall had.
Lewis Hall was
permanent to buy, but loan to buy.
Yeah, it wasn't like he's impressed on loan. Let's now sign him. It was already done, wasn't it?
Yeah, but still, it still counts as a loan.
It is. It's a different type of loan. This because I don't think it'll be made permanent. I just cannot say it.
Other than them two, we haven't really.
You know what? I could see Rashford going to Chelsea. I could just see it.
Was Willock? No.
Willock was loaned under Bruce I.
Bruce wasn't it?
Yeah. But that's another one of these daft rumours. But the Isak one's really knocking us off at the minute because just give it a rest, man.
Sick of seeing it.
If it's got legs to it, then fair enough. But it hasn't. The substance is just shocking. It's awful journalism, and it's not just that. It's people who then, in the media, then will regurgitate, and it's like give it a rest, man. And there's so many of them. Right, on to some official news. The Stack has been granted with the council extension for, if you want to call it tenancy or the land, up until 2031. So another five years or so extension, which is great. So that means more revenue for the club, which is good because we need it for PSR reasons. But on X today, Luke Edwards also mentioned that it also falls in line with the club was if they were to go to a new stadium, that also ends this. It's also the same year that the club would be looking at to do that. So then, if the Stack was to end, Newcastle would have their new stadium done. Do you think that's a conspiracy?
Ooh, that's no. I would say no because the Stack where it is now, it really helps because you go match days, then you can go down to the Stack for a drink and with your friends and all that there. But it's popular. It's like good location.
Fantastic location.
It's
right
fantastic.
Next door, city centre, makes money for the club.
Exactly, and it's good popularity for people to meet up and all that there. So it's like for the community side as well.
But with it being the club's land, they can just after that demolish that and put the stadium. Oh, I know it's if buts and maybe, but obviously if they go into Leazes Park, you can knock down the Stack, give it up the licence. There's loads of stuff, but yeah, it's good news. I think it's good for the club. I've been to the Stack loads. Obviously, it's next door to where I work, and well, I say work, not for long. But yeah, it's a good environment. It's good for the council. It's good for the club. It's revenue. It's what the club needs. They'll be thinking of other stuff as well. So the Stack has been extended. But yeah, cheekily, that was interesting what Luke Edwards was saying on that. I want to touch upon Premier League fixtures are out. Obviously, we went live the other day. Had some tech issues, but up first, Dale. We've got a tough start. Villa away early, 12:30 kick-off. And then Liverpool at home. It's a tough one, that, isn't it?
It's hard games, but it's better to get the bigger, the harder teams out the way in the early doors, and then you can continue the base. Because like we beat Villa, well, they destroyed us last season, but we beat them 3-0 last 2 seasons ago when we went there.
We got beat last season at Villa Park. Remember at Liverpool Park, Trippier and Shea. It was towards the end of last season.
Yeah, last season, but like the season beforehand, we won them
Fabian
3.
Shea scored a couple, didn't he?
Yeah, the winnable games, any games under there.
Villa away, Liverpool at home, and then Leeds the opening month. How many points are you expecting?
I'll be happy with 4, but the best team will be like 6 or 7, because if we can win Villa and maybe get a point against Liverpool and then win Leeds, 7 out of 9 is not bad, but I'll be happy with a 4.
Yeah, we need to make sure that we get off to a good start. It's a tough opening couple of games. Villa away, we've never had a fantastic record down there. Obviously the battle with last season, towards the end of last season, Trippier and Fabian Shea getting ripped apart. Fabian Shea always seems to have a wonder game there, or an absolute stinker there.
Yeah.
He scored a couple of goals the season before, but obviously Liverpool have splashed in the cash at the minute. That'll be a tough one in Leeds. And a couple of busy months are going to be November, December and January, because we'll wait the Champions League draw. Now the Champions League draw will be on the 28th of August. The same day the League Cup third round draw is on, because we get a bye this year being in Europe, so we don't go in the second round. So that's a busy day. In there, with the fixtures and stuff, November, we've got 3 out of 4 games currently in the Premier League away from home. If we get there will be 2 Champions League games in November. If both of them are away, Dale, that's 5 out of 6 away.
I know that's mental, that, but I don't know if they're going to play like for all them games are away. We'll get a home game. I hope so, because that would be really bad. Like all of a sudden you've got all them games and it's all away. It's not going to be fair on like it's
the travel, innit, and how many times can you train, and what happens with injuries, because you do start to pick up injuries at that time of the year, colder weather. December's really busy, of course. We've got 6 games. Then you got the Mackhams.
Yeah,
it's quite a wait for the derby, isn't it?
I know, but it's good to see the derby back though, because like many fans like, oh, I don't want Son and Up. Why you miss? You always say that. But the main thing is, do you not miss the derbies?
I like the fact that we beat them in the FA Cup recently, 3-0. That was a great day. I'm not. Do you know what? I'm going to say something controversial.
Oh, guys!
I am more looking forward to the Champions League draw than playing Sunderland.
Nah, it's fair, dude. To be fair, the Champions League is
because we're guaranteed to get at least 2 big boys in there, like your Bayern Munich's, your Barca's, your Real Madrid's.
It'd be good to see Real Madrid though. We'll play the German team. We'll play like Italy, like Barcelona or Real Madrid.
And I would love to do the Bernabeu. I would love to go to the Bernabeu. That would be.
You've been to Barcelona.
Yeah, I've been to the Camp Nou.
Well, it was like
it wasn't. It was watching Lionel Messi's banging a world-class hat-trick against Leganes 3-1.
Still though, you've been there.
I know.
Bernabeu tick-off list. Imagine how many stadiums have you been? That must like all around the obviously been the UK ones, Europe as well. So you can like tick them up going right. I need to go this one.
It'll be probably the Juventus new stadium as well. I've not done. I'll let you do that. It's a smaller ground, but I've not done it.
I love the big teams though, like Real Madrid coming to St James's Park or Barcelona.
Yeah, you're gonna get that. And I'm more looking forward to the Champions League draw, but that'll be a different video for a different day. Get in the comments. Are you more looking forward to playing Sunderland or the Champions League draw? Because I'm the Champions League draw.
To me, it's both. Like I want a big teams there. But
you gotta have one or the other.
You can't do that.
You sit on the fence, Dale. Come on, one or the other. What is it?
I'm gonna go Derby. I'm gonna go the Derbies. I'm on like it's like good to see. It's good to see like the rivalry back. It's good to see them because like the last time
it's their biggest game of the season.
It definitely, but it's like ours to get revenge because the last time we played them in the league,
and I think I don't know if it'll be our biggest game of the season.
It won't be, but like for like the bragging rights.
Oh yeah, 100%.
The bragging rights
up and down the town and way I read.
Exactly.
It's going to be
my boss is a Sunderland fan, so
there you go.
That could be my job on the line. Joking, of course, he's not going to do that.
There's Mackhams in my office to come to Newcastle to get a wage, and so I'll not go down that way. I'll not get down that way. But look, obviously December's a tough one with the Mackhams in there. 6 games in there. That one's away, isn't it? And yes, it is. That one's
Yeah,
away.
the December was away, March is St
March
James.
is back at St James's Park, but we've got quite a while to wait. Laugh at Sunderland getting battered every week.
Yep, exactly.
Obviously, they've just lost Bellingham. He's went to Dortmund.
Following his brother's footsteps.
Do you think Sunderland can survive? Because I actually don't think
It
that
just-
they will.
Like I say, it goes on with all the new promoted teams. It just depends on who they buy.
Out of the promoted teams, I
Leeds.
think Leeds have got a better chance.
Leeds.
And do you know what? I didn't hate Leeds because I think they've got a one-club city similar to us, and they are a really passionate fan base.
Yep.
I wouldn't mind Leeds staying up from a selfish point of view because I get home pretty quick, but also I think the Premier League could do with a Leeds. So, for example, if I had a choice, Brentford or Leeds in the Premier League, I'm picking Leeds.
Leeds.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I want
exactly.
A football-obsessed team.
Then
Top
obviously
City
for
involved.
football-wise, Sunderland, you rather
For the derby, you
for the
would.
derby, you want to keep like
Sunderland or a Bournemouth, you know.
Sunderland.
Do you know what I mean? It's
Wait, where are you off to today? I'm off to Sunderland. Rather, I'm got an early
still
trip,
gotta-
guys.
Still got to do Bournemouth.
Midnight, gotta go on Bournemouth.
Still got to do that. But look, we are going to look forward to the derbies. Obviously, there's Champions League, and there's still a couple of games in January in the Champions League. January is going to be a busy month. Remember, the FA Cup comes in. If we're still in the League Cup, the semi-finals are there as well. So that period of November, December, January is going to be crucial. But it also falls back to Dale transfers again.
Yeah.
Because if we haven't got the squad depth, we've seen it 2 years ago. Lewis Smiley was thrown in the deep end. Don't get me wrong, he did fantastic well. But you had the likes of Michael and Nduidi on the bench, Aidan Harris on the bench. You had Ben Parkinson on the bench, and it was like
two
goalkeepers all
yeah,
the
but
time.
you have to though. That's why I didn't get that.
But it
in
was
the
like,
Champions
we've
League,
got to have a better calibre of squad depth because
Yeah.
we've got rippled with injuries. So it's a really important transfer window.
it is. We need recruitment no matter what. Even if it's like a fringe backup player, like
A squad player that just signed
Yeah,
that
so-
can do a job.
yeah. So like, I wasn't against like if we did give Callum Wilson another year extension. That way,
Aye,
I
well,
know like other people there, but like that way, you know, if Isak gets injured, you've got like Willis Sula or Wilson. If you're not going to buy anyone or like
I
that,
think we've got it. I think we need a forward that can play
We need-
on the wing and butt up front.
Yeah.
Ironically, Brian Obama is that kind
Wissa.
of calibre.
Wissa as
Doesn't
well.
have to be him. Vissa's underrated, yeah. So, look, we'll have to wait and see on that. It's going to be busy, I think that. And then the running looks really favourable. People can see the graphic on screen. We're playing more or less on paper. A lot of them are mid-table sides. Yes, we've got Arsenal fifth last game, but the last four are in easy. I say easy. It's not easy, but
Winnable games.
on paper it is, and that could be the catalyst for Newcastle to get back in the Champions League.
But I've noticed the pattern with Newcastle. I don't want to be. I
I know what you're going to say here. Can I read your mind?
Yeah, what are you going to say? I was going to say.
We'll beat Liverpool, then lose to Fulham.
Yes, that's what I was going there. This is like it always happens. Like the teams that everyone thinks we're going to win easily will get beat. Fulham.
Why is that? Do we take a little bit of like
underestimation.
5% off?
It's I think it's another thing. Is like when we went on that amazing run. I forgot who beat we. Was it Fulham?
We went nine in a row, didn't we?
And then I think we went. Was it Fulham? Was it Fulham that we got beat 2-1? No, 3-1. I think, wasn't it?
Well, we got beat home and away. Aye.
Home and away, we got beat them. Then you got like the likes of like Bournemouth. Bournemouth got 4 points out of work. I know Bournemouth did really well.
Absolute bad work. 4-1.
Like then when like a couple of seasons, Luton, West Ham, we drop points like against West Ham, who were at the bottom. We're doing the double.
What do you want to see next season?
I want to see more against like the weaker teams at the bottom, like more like.
What's more important next season? I think for me,
Champions.
I think qualifying for the Champions League again.
Yeah, Champions League.
And I'm going to say this. I think qualifying for the Champions League next season is more important than winning another trophy.
Yeah.
Because we've done the trophy, that monkey's off the back. If we go out the cups but qualify the Champions League, that's consistency for me. And then in the league that we've got that, and plus the businessmen, the PIF, Darwin Núñez, if he's still here, he might obviously be departed by then. Money at the club.
Yeah.
Trophy's great and a success, which the fans that we love, but
It's
because it's
progress.
quite recent for us recently, I think getting the Champions League is more important than winning a League Cup. If you can do both, brilliant. But if you offered me one or the other, I'm picking Champions League for next season.
That's what I was going to ask you. I was going to say, since we've got like the FA Cup, the Champions League, and the FA Cup, what are your least
Prioritising.
Yeah.
I think for commercial reasons, the club want to go in the Champions League. I would like to say that personally. What's more important, the FA Cup or the League Cup? I think the FA Cup has got better prestige.
Yep, that's what I was going to say.
And I'd like to see Newcastle. If Newcastle got knocked out in the third round straight away, but went on a long FA Cup run to the semis or the final, I'll take that.
Yeah, I was going to say we've won a League Cup. Just scrap that. Just play play the weaker teams
I think
against
you will in the third round regardless.
And then
it'll rotate because of the amount of games. Because the League Cup, it's important. Don't get me wrong. Because we've won it, it's really important. We've got the monkey off the back, but getting Champions League is more important than anything else.
Because like when we were in the Champions League, it was like we didn't have enough big squad. We had injuries. It was like the same team playing Champions League, Premier League, and then going on the next one.
Here's the other thing: we win another League Cup next season, but we don't qualify for the Champions League. I think we'll lose Isak.
Yeah. More, like we got the cup. I was proper amazing by that. Now the time is to go far in the Champions League.
Let's start getting the commercial revenues because it's all about PSR and that's horrible. But it's all about getting the money in the club. That's what it's about now. We've got the trophy. Don't get me wrong. I want to say another one, but prioritising is getting back in that Champions League next season. Get the transfers.
The money moving forward is going to see how far we like. Even if it's getting past the league phase. Just
in the knockouts,
because like now with the league phase, there like when we were there 3 seasons ago, we only had like the 3 games, 6 games twice. But now you got the league phase, so you got bigger options.
4 home, 4 away.
Right. If you got that there with the squad we had, we would be absolutely worse off.
Cannot wait for the Champions League draw. Cannot wait.
I can't wait either. But if you go to the league phase now, Newcastle with the team we had then, we would be worse off because
you've really got to avoid the bottom 8 and you're definitely in the playoff round at least.
Yeah, knockout round. So it's just basically going forward there, promotion, promoting like more revenue in. So the further we go, the more players are going to be more interested in moving forward. Newcastle, are we there? They got to the quarterfinals or the round of the 16, like that way there. It's going to promote more players going, you know what, I want to play for this club, they're doing really well. More better players are going to be coming there rather than going, oh, we're in there and then we're in mid-table and then we're in there and then mid-table. It's like we need to be more.
Got to be consistent
even
with
if it's
the
4th, 5th, and 6th, getting in Champions League, Europa League. Just one of them two.
Champions League
I know, but would you?
We'll wrap up because this has been a very long video, so apologies. I'm sure you like that.
What would you like about your comments?
Drop us a massive like. Some breaking news. We have a new sponsor coming very, very shortly on Newcastle Fans TV, so that's great as we edge closer and closer to going full time. And of course, we've got all the pre-season trips to bring you as well. But for me and Dale from the Pack Horse over here at Burnham Field, we'll see you very soon.
Bye.